Hello everybody, Michael McEwen Gunstocks here. I did a few things without you last night, and I just was working and proceeding along on a path here and thought, I better turn the camera on. I'm going to forget everything that I've been doing and won't be able to share it with you. So we had previously glass bedded the stock to the action. That came out perfectly. It's a nice perfect fit. The draw bolt fits up in there perfect. So then I cut the length of pull. I did that by measuring from the trigger to where I wanted it, and I know my number, and I did that. If I could put my head in the way here, grab this little tool. I got a piece of steel that I turned, but really, you could find anything with this kind of concept involved. It doesn't have to be turned. I used to use something that, I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of pin thing that had a flat bottom and sat up nice. And then I made a heavier one because I like playing with my lathe. But anyway, this goes on the table and slides up against the trigger guard, so it's in contact. And then I measure from this to where I want to make the cut. This recoil pad is 7/8 of an inch. 7/8 of an inch thick, so I took 7/8 of an inch off of what I wanted my length of pull to be, of course. And then I put a screw in it, and I lubricate the screw with super lube, and stuck it in there and lined up the pad where I wanted it to be. I don't want to take too much off the top here. I want most of my sanding work to make it fit to be, oops, I'm sorry, it's out of the view. I make it fit pretty close to the top, not quite flush. I want the pad a tiny bit proud, but I really cut it really close on purpose. I want most of the material to be removed to come off of the toe, where I need to do lots of work anyway. So place that in position. Oops, sorry. Let me tilt this up a little bit. So place that in position, a little wrap with something heavy to make a mark. Then I measured side to side on a whole, side to side on a whole bunch of locations, marking the center with some dots, and then connect the dots with a line which went straight through my indicated hole, straight through this hole, and, well, I kind of saw this problem coming. The bottom factory screw hole lines up right with the draw bolt hole. Now, this would not have been an issue if I'd have made a stock that had a bunch of drop the way the factory stock was. This, while not in the middle, was up, a ½ inch or so, because that's how much drop I took out of the stock. It basically moved this hole down towards, well, right where the recoil pad screw is supposed to go. So I drilled my own hole. I have to say, I've never had to doctor up a recoil pad like this before. This is a unique situation, but I went ahead and poked a hole through there and marked it on the stock the same way. Did a couple of double checks. I opened up the holes with an awl, so I make a nice conical shaped, let me show you, a nice conical shaped hole for the drill bit to fit into. Then I use an 1/8 inch drill bit in a hand drill and start the hole, and then I use a drill block. It's just a scrap piece of aluminum here. You could even use hardwood if it's a 1 or 2 times hole. It doesn't have to be that great a piece of material, but it's got an 1/8 inch hole in there, and you can see lots of other holes from different drilling projects. And so this goes flat on the wood here and allows it to go in nice and square. And then I check the length of the drill and make sure I'm drilling it in far enough to get all of the screw. I have yet to drill this hole, because that's when I started thinking about all you, and I thought I ought to turn the camera on. But I'm going to poke that hole, and then I'm going to soak this end grain in finishing oil a bunch, for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I'll just keep daubing it on there, daubing it on there, daubing it on there. It's going to just soak up like a sponge, and frankly, it'd never stop unless I let all that cure and do it over and over. Very difficult to get some kind of finish on end grain. All I care about is that it not continue to dry out, the wood down here continue to dry out through those open ends, and see to it that moisture doesn't soak in through the open ends. So just a good soaking of oil. It'll take a long time to cure, but it's going to be underneath the recoil pad, and who cares, and it will cure at some point in a week or two, I'm sure, and perform its job. So once the recoil pad's on, then back over to the belt sander, finish shaping the buttstock. Well, this whole thing is technically the buttstock, but finish shaping the recoil pad end. And then I still have to shape this. I have to shape it to fit the action, and I have a line around here that I know where I'm going, and get rid of all these carving marks, and then we're going to get close to shooting it. Okay, I'll turn the camera back on when there's something interesting. Just wanted to make sure I got something recorded here while all those recent steps were fresh in my mind. Okay, so I got the recoil pad mounted, and now here I am with the belt sander, gonna get it shaped. Eyes, ears, nose, here we goes.